We're good.
We're live?
Mm-hmm.
Go, we got this in the kitchens. That was the fastest I've ever said it. Have you?
I don't think you said. You only said, but like,
you said nothing.
You didn't say all the words.
I did. I said, "Welcome to the greatest colloquium campus in existence." I didn't say the rest of it. I got messed up. That one was full world. The first one was perfect, but the second one. Anyway,
we got it on video. We'll find out.
Yeah. I'm here with the dead red man of dread, the human calculator with the numerical nomenclature, Raytron 123. See, man, I'm so good at that, man. You got the mean green fighting machine, cool blue one-man wrecking crew, red dead man of dread. Like, come on, man. Come on.
You made me sound like I'm in the blood, Zoro.
Huh?
Made me sound like I'm in the blood.
Oh, yeah. The man with a plan and the ultimate Nas fan. EJ.
Yeah, pause. That's suspense.
I was trying to think of something to go with black, but I couldn't. So
it's not good enough.
Let me see. The black Jack who's a I don't know. The black Jack who's good with an axe.
Yeah. You'll be better. You'll be better next time, man. The viewers don't got enough time to be listening to this.
Just stick to your day job.
You'll be better next time, man.
You'll be better next time, man.
Anyways, what you guys been up to, man?
Well, it's the Chinese New Year, so you know what I did today. I went to the museum.
It's Lunar New Year.
Oh, I actually wanted to celebrate that, but
the Lunar New Year. I mean,
yeah,
that's the proper name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the proper New Year is Chinese New Year.
Nah, it's called the Lunar New Year.
Yeah, I'm just playing around. It's like, remember when Donald Trump was getting in trouble for calling COVID the Chinese virus?
But it is mostly celebrated by the people who reside in that land that has been designated as that one.
Lunar New Year, man.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Cancel police.
Anyway,
if you've been fucking up on tackling your resolutions this far, today's the last day in which you can actually, not fuck up anymore. But go ahead.
If you fuck up again after this, a giant fucking tiger gonna come out of
Nah, it's the Year of the Rabbit, bro.
Oh yeah, a fucking giant rabbit is gonna come out and like eat your ass.
But I was just at the museum.
Wait, you remember Generator X? There's that episode with the rabbit that kept kicking his ass.
I was thinking more of K&D because Cookie had a giant rabbit.
Oh, okay. Now, because the Generator X, he would fight all sorts of monsters, but for one episode, this one rabbit just kept fucking him up. And the reason why is because it kept getting the slip on him. He'd be minding his business, and that shit would come out of nowhere and then start beating him up and run away. So it would just keep jumping him. Anyways, go talk about your time at the museum, man.
I mean, it was a nice museum. I went to the Natural History Museum for all New York residents. That shit's free. The pay is suggested if you're a New York resident. Like, you pay what you feel like paying. I threw them a 20. It just went in,
So it wasn't free.
It is free.
Suggested pay.
Suggested. I gave them money. You could have gone in for $0. I really could have. I could have put 0 and went in, but I was like, nah.
Nobody doing that. They all gonna feel guilty.
I suggest you don't come in here broke, nigga.
Nah, when I was in high school, yeah, I would be like, yeah, go inside. But no, I was like, here, I'd rather keep these things open. So here's some money.
Which museum?
Natural History. I mean, natural history.
Yeah.
I think it's called Natural
Museum
History.
of Natural History. Yeah.
So it's mostly about like evolution and like the animals and stuff. So first floor, you walk in on the second floor if you take the main entrance, right? That shit's all like undersea life, bunch of cool shit. Fourth floor is all dinosaurs. I didn't go to the third floor because I was running out of time, bro. Like, you can spend.
Planetarium?
No, there's a planetarium in there.
Yeah,
I didn't get time, bro. Like, cause like I got there at 1. I was like, shit, I gotta come here and stream later, so it's kind of rushing.
It's probably extra fee. It's probably an extra fee for the planetarium, but there definitely is one.
You went by yourself?
Nah, it was with my one friend. They were like, yo, you know what I've never done? I never went to the museum. And I was like, let's go to the museum. So we went to the museum.
Awesome. So, seems like a good thing to just do by yourself. Just go to the museum.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Or like the few times I went to the movies by myself was so glorious, man. It was so beautiful. Like going to the movies by myself, man. Like I did it once a long time ago when I was a little kid. That movie Clash of the fucking Titans. I think I was like 12 or 13 when that movie came out. You guys remember Clash of the Titans, the one that came out a long
Mhm.
time ago, like 2010? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to go see that shit by myself. And I did enjoy the movie. I think when I saw it again as an adult, a little older, I did not enjoy it so much. I was like, this movie's dumb. I think that's what I was thinking when I saw it again. But when I was a kid, I was like looking at that screen by myself, like, you know. So it was. I went by myself because like I was sitting there with my mom. I asked her if I could have $20 to go to the movies, and she was like, "Sure." And she's like, "Take Karina with you," and I was like, "Please no, please no, I won't go by myself."
He's like, you know what? Keep the 20.
Yeah. And then after that, but I mean, there was another time I kind of went to the movies by myself, but it wasn't really by myself. And this shit was funny. My mom took us to see one movie that her and my sister wanted to see, some stupid girly movie. And that shit was so dumb. I turned to her mom and was like, I don't want to watch this. I'm gonna go see Ted. She didn't know what Ted was. She should have let me leave to go see that, but she didn't know what it was. So I got up, left. I walk into Ted. I'm the only kid in there. All these adults around me, we all laughing at the jokes. Not one noticed. They didn't even look at me. They didn't care. I'm just sitting there enjoying the movie. It made me feel like I was an adult for a second because I was mad young. I was just like,
Who,
yeah.
who looks around in the movie theaters to see who's watching this movie though? Like you
You know,
focus on the movie.
I mean, if I was watching like a brutal horror movie, and like sometimes you might look towards the thing coming down the people coming down the stairs. If I looked and saw a little ass kid coming down the stairs, I would be like, wait, what? I'm like, hey, yo, buddy, where your mom? He's like, mind your own fucking business. I'm like, oh god,
Like, you got it? You got it?
That remind, that remind me of the Dave Chappelle stand up.
oh, the
He
kid.
was like, he said, well, he said he was he was in the hood late at night.
He was
He
driving
see
past
the
the
he see the
projects.
baby. He saw say he saw a baby just standing on the corner, and he rolled down the window. It was like, hey baby, what you doing on that corner? He said, shut the fuck up, man. I'm selling crack out here, nigga.
That shit probably wasn't even fake. It probably was real. It really happened. Yeah, but then after that, I went to the movies a few times by myself. I saw Lightyear by myself. There was another movie I went there and saw. And then another thing with seeing a movie by yourself, you're actually able to just sit down and appreciate the movie for what it is. Like the other person isn't turning to you and saying things about the movie, so you're processing it yourself. Because like Lightyear, I went in there knowing this wasn't going to be an amazing movie. Like I just knew it wasn't going to be. I knew it was going to be all right. So when I went in there and it wasn't amazing, but it was all right, I felt like I would see other people reviewing it, and it felt like they expected it to be this world changing thing, and I'm just like, I feel like you guys are reviewing it unfairly. I was like, it wasn't an amazing movie, but it was okay. Like if I had this movie on Blu-ray when I was a kid, I would pop it in a few times and watch it. Like, you know what I mean? So, because I even Transformers, I remember I had that on Blu-ray. I used to watch that shit all the time. That movie wasn't amazing, but I watched it all the time.
Trash.
Same thing with those Fast and the Furious movies. I used to watch the fucking
All
part
right.
two was the one I liked
Trash,
the most.
trash,
But I like part
trash.
two
I
the
think
most.
it's 3. I think that's Tokyo Drift. Woo-wee.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift 5. Tokyo Drift 5.
No, part
Tokyo
two
Tokyo
is
Drift is
Drift.
garbage, bro. If you go back
Tokyo
and watch
Drift
that
5.
shit, go back and watch that shit. It is a
it's still
stupid
fun.
movie.
No,
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a fun
movie.
movie.
It's
It's
a
a
fun movie.
fun movie, bro. But if you watching it, expecting anything to make sense, you're just like, yo, what the
Yes.
fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
even part two. Part two is really fun. Like, I think part two is the first time they really jumped the shark. Like, people talk about how the new movies, but if you look at the series as a whole, part two is when the shark gets jumped. When they're just doing weird shit and they're fighting against the government and shit. You're just like, what the fuck?
I don't even remember
First,
the history for Tokyo Drift, but it literally does not connect to any of the story at all.
it doesn't. Yeah.
Like
It's
Yeah,
separate.
the problems with it that people
it kills that one guy. It kills Han for no reason. Vin Diesel makes a cameo at the end because it's for all intents and purposes, it is not part of the series.
no. But the Transformers movies, part one is not a bad movie.
Garbage.
It no, we can call it a bad Transformers movie
Yeah, all right.
because And even then, we can say at least you could accept it as like an introduction because you don't want to go if you're trying to introduce someone to Transformers. You don't want to take them super crazy into the lore just yet, right?
you
You
just
introduce them
pull
to
out
the
your
idea.
encyclopedia. Irene, back in the first Star Age, you just start saying
Exactly,
some
yeah, because there's eons of Transformers history, right?
bullshit.
And there's even future history. Fuck, you got the Maximals and all that shit.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
you get people gonna be confused. Who the fuck's Orion Pax, bro? Like, who the fuck is that?
exactly. So
You know
so
who
you can
Orion Pax
say
is, bro? EJ, who's Orion Pax? See, look at him. No, I don't know.
I don't got
Not
a
him,
clue,
bro.
man. I don't got a
Optimus
clue.
Prime.
Go back to school.
It's Optimus Prime. That's Optimus Prime's name.
Yeah, this is who he used to be.
It's like the
That's
Prime is a title handed to you if you're just that
that's
nigga.
cool. Ain't nobody give a fuck about that. That's cool.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, you got
Yo,
Optimus Prime's one of
you
the
gonna
most
say that shit to my
popular-
nigga Optimus to his face, bro? Say it to his
Optimus-
face.
Oh yeah, get
Pull out the figurine you got.
Figurine. You can't call this a
Optimus
figurine,
Optimus
bro.
is actually
Look
one of
at
the
this
most
shit,
popular
bro.
American
Look at this
characters
cool shit, bro. This is not a figurine.
Yeah.
This,
What you
this
what
shit
you
is
need-
massive.
what you need a partner for when you have something like this?
Oh, look
This
at
is
how
gonna
cool
be
this
the
shit.
partner.
Bro, look at the coolest feature about this shit, bro. Look at
Oh,
this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
oh,
Yeah.
Fucking love this thing.
That's why you was mad hyped to get it. You was waiting on that for how long? 6 months? A year?
a year,
2 years?
2 years. He said 2
Years.
years. Yeah, not even a year. He said 2 years.
Oh man, it took 2 years to get.
But what I was gonna say though is the first movie, okay, as an introduction, yada yada yada. But then you get to part 2. That movie was fucking stupid.
That movie
That
was
was
boring.
so-
Like,
It
yo,
was boring and dumb.
yo, that's where they were in the fucking desert, right? All I remember for part 2 is sand.
Yeah, see, the annoying part about
Hey.
part 2 is they do this thing that I thought was really dumb. It just defeats the whole purpose of the movie. They spend the whole movie trying to find the matrix of leadership. And then he finds it and the thing crumbles to dust in his hand. And I was like, I don't understand. I was like,
He's like,
this
I don't
is-
get it. Like narratively, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
That's how it be in life. Like you spend your whole life trying to find something just to realize it ain't worth it.
Yeah, I don't
Except
know.
the matrix of leadership is like the most important thing in the fucking
Yeah, in the
universe.
Transformers franchise.
Yeah, that shit is mad. It's what makes you a
Message is
prime, bro.
It gives you superpowers, pretty much.
Yo,
Maybe that's the message they were going for.
But
and
then,
you don't
like,
need it. Nah,
Part two
bro.
is where-
What?
part 2 is where things get weird, where Optimus becomes this like murderous psychopath.
Bro, I saw this girl put into perspective. She was talking about how people was like, which would you rather live in, the DC or Marvel universe? She's like, I can tell you where I don't want to live, the Transformer universe. Oh, are you driving on the highway and you see that nigga Optimus? You're dead. You're dead.
You did. Optimus was ripping people's faces off, punching his hand through their chest and ripping their hearts out.
Bro,
Then you get to
Optimus
part
is a noble guy. In the Transformers movie, he's John Wick.
Yeah, see,
He's
but
just
even
John
in the
Wick.
show, he's noble. But if you need the hands, he's gonna give them to you, and he'll fuck
But
you up.
he'll box you. He won't reach
Yeah.
into your body and be like, you don't need this
And
heart
rip
no
your heart
more.
out.
He won't
Or
take
you-
your head off and he's like, this is my trophy now.
Yeah, it's funny because like part 3 has the funniest thing he's ever done in that whole series. That shit kills me every time. Where he has the villain down on the floor, and the guy's like, Optimus gives him this weird speech. I don't remember what he said. Something like, "Oh, you didn't betray us. You betrayed yourself," or some bullshit like that. Then he pulls out his gun, and the guy's like, "Optimus, no!" And he just shoots him. He just shoots him in the head.
Optimus
And I
would
was like,
never
"God
do some cold
damn."
shit like that, bro. Yeah, Optimus is like your standard action hero movie, like movie pro tag in those movies. I'm just like, yo, that's not who he is, bro.
Not even in the action movies, they'll fight, but they're mostly fighting to survive. They don't just be walking up to the villain and shoot him in the fucking head.
That
Like,
wasn't
John
even
Wick-
like the main villain either, was it? It was like a
No, I
side
think in
guy.
that movie, I think he was the main villain. I think he was no, I think he was the main guy. I think it was his plan.
But I
and
think
he
there
had
was
to
someone
do
else
the
still
work.
there. Like,
Yeah, I think
there was
Starscream
because that wasn't
was
the end of the movie. Like, there was something else he had to do after that.
Yeah, because they were trying to rebuild the. That's okay. Part 3. After part 2, everything gets stupid. But part 3 is the dumbest one in the whole franchise. Because their whole plan, and I felt that shit so dumb. They wanted to enslave the humans so they could rebuild Cybertron. And then that just made no sense to me.
Yeah,
I was
nah,
like,
that
why
just
would
doesn't
you?
make math. Because I'm just like, yo, one human is like the size of your toe. How long is it gonna take them to build Cybertron, bro?
That's what I said. I was like, you guys could do so much by yourselves. Why do you even need the
Like,
humans?
yo, like imagine building one robot-sized building for these humans, bro. That shit would take all. I was about to say all year. Nah, that shit would take them like 10 just to build
Yeah, like
one.
years. Yeah. So that movie was dumb. Part four, we saw that one together. Me,
Yeah, we
you, and
did. And yeah, if you just pretend it's not a Transformers movie, that shit's fun.
yeah, it's all right.
Cause that
It
nigga
has a
Optimus, he out here punching dinosaurs in the
yeah,
face.
that was funny. I think he smacked that dinosaur. I don't even think
Yo,
he punched.
cause he was like, he literally just like he posts up against the dinosaurs. Like you have two options: you work with me, or you work with me. And he pulls out his sword, and
And
you know
the
the
dinosaur
dinosaur's
comes
like,
up,
yo, look at this little nigga. I'll beat his ass real quick. Optimus jumps and pimp slaps him, bro. So what the
yeah,
fuck?
smacked his ass away. The dinosaur wised up real quick. He's like, okay, okay.
What kind of dinosaur was it? Like a raptor?
Nah,
It
nigga,
was
he
it was
slaps
a
a T
robot
Rex in the
dinosaur.
face.
It was a
This
robot
man,
T-Rex.
this man
Yeah.
is, and like it's a T Rex comparative to Optimus. This man jumped,
Yeah, it wasn't a baby
smacked the shit,
Rex.
just
No.
smacked the shit out of him, and then after he beats his ass, he humiliates him further by using him as a fucking steed and rides into battle. I was like, God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
thing is sentient, bro. This thing can have full blown conversation. He uses that shit like a horse. He gets
Damn.
on. He like a horse. He's like forward.
Nigga said to you, bro.
Humble that dinosaur.
But yeah, it has the funniest line that we ever thought, where they were trying to rebuild Optimus with or whatever with their new
They're
fucking all smart
nanites
with an
technology, bro.
they're trying to rebuild. They're like, we keep trying to build Optimus, but it keeps looking like Megatron. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, are you guys crazy? It's like, you literally don't have control of your own project. Stop. Shut that shit down. What are you doing? Like, we were like, comparatively, that's like, I'm trying to build this toaster, but it keeps looking like the devil. Like, stop.
You
Just
know,
stop.
in all honesty though, it's just like, I'm coding this thing to be Jesus, but it keeps looking like Satan.
Yeah, it's like,
Yo,
stop it.
abort, delete,
Abort.
erase.
Abort it. Leave
Yo,
it alone.
yeah, nah, we're not. I'm not finishing the. Bro, you think I can finish there on the project? He was like, yeah, I keep programming this to be red, but it just keeps changing to purple, bro. I don't know, man. Something's wrong here.
Like, something's wrong. You'd at least start trying to figure out what's going on. But
Yeah.
like, but it's even worse in the fact that like Megatron is a genocidal maniac
Yes.
who they all know. They know who Megatron is. It's not like they don't know who Megatron is. It's like he's literally like fucking space Hitler for them. So like they're fine with it apparently. They're just like, oh, we'll
Yeah,
just
and
be
then it just was like, I just can't get Optimus' face right. Keeps looking at this random robot. They'll be like, yeah, like maybe we just don't know. Like maybe the design team just not captured Optimus's likeness well, right? But no, they called that nigga by name. That's Megatron
yeah,
right there.
Megatron.
Nah, crazy, absolutely insane.
Megatron has tried to destroy your world twice. Twice he tried to destroy your fucking
3 times
planet.
even.
3 times, yeah, I think it was. But anyways, guess we can move on to one of the main topics before.
Yeah, the main topic is when you gonna fix that hairline? I'm sorry you have to
Man,
find out this way, but we really had to sit you down and have this conversation.
you wanted to talk, bro.
You can't
Maybe
even
this
see
is
my
gonna be a
hairline,
group.
bro.
This is
You
gonna be
can't
a
see-
group conversation.
Nah, bro, you can't see my hairline, bro.
It's like when EJ was wearing the hat.
Oh man.
Wearing the hat. But let's start with why don't you pull up that tier list thing and let's start.
Tier list. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, let's start listing some music.
All right, you guys are gonna have to do that shit yourself.
Do it ourselves. You can't show it to us?
Well, what I'm saying is, boom bong. Here's a list of all of them.
Wait, I don't see anything.
Oh yeah, hold on.
What the fuck? What's that? Tier list maker. Ooh.
Yeah, so it has a hashtag all of them.
Wow. All right.
So
All
There's
right.
too much to sort out. There's too many
Yeah.
genres.
There's
no,
a
it's
lot
not.
of
You got it. You got it. Yeah.
Oh,
Bro,
boy.
we're gonna be here all day,
Nah,
bro.
you got it, bro.
You're not
Because
the
like
only
we could just like condensing. Like there's 3 emos. Just make it 1 emo.
Wait, why are they okay? There we go. All right, so we'll start with one of the most popular fucking genres. Let's start with rap. Where do you guys got rap on your list?
Look, man, as a certified New York nigga, I gotta put it as S tier.
Dang.
What S tier is high, right?
S tier's the top.
You ever play Devil May
S-
Cry?
S tier, man.
Look, man, as a certified New York nigga, I gotta put on for
Yeah.
my homies.
I don't think it's at the top. I don't think it's at the top.
I didn't ask you for all you that.
It's where it started. It's the Mecca.
I ain't ask you for all that. You asked
You-
me.
you-
You asked
Becca,
me.
are you crazy?
I feel obligated to put in S tier as well.
Oh, see, the reason why I won't say it's S tier is because
It's because you
what
interested.
rap has
Okay.
what rap has become. What rap has
What
become.
rap has become.
Rap,
They
rap
even
is
got
not
they look at this. Look at this. Well, it's also this is pop rap, right? But this is my boy Kanye's this is his Ye album, bro.
like it's like we can all agree that.
Also,
rap
where's the
has
other rap? Like I'm not seeing the rest of the raps.
is
there's
hip hop.
Yeah, there's hip hop, there's rap.
There's different types of rap though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're not there. They have a lot of rock music listed here though.
Let me see if there's a simpler one.
But what I was gonna say though is rap as a genre is not as good as it once was. It peaked, I would say, in the 90s. It peaked in the 90s. We can agree on that, right?
I'll say 2005.
You think rap peaked in 2005? Are you serious?
That's when my boy Kanye dropped.
I would say, I mean, Kanye is good, but you can't say something peaked because of one guy.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I'm just being that annoying. No, these are no better. Let's go back to the first one.
But if rap was still as good as it was, as it always been, oh, they got some abstract hip hop right there. I wonder what abstract hip hop would even be. Oh, MF Doom is on it. So,
But I don't think he's abstract.
No, I think they just mean like deep conceptual hip hop.
Conscious rap.
Yeah, it's like hip hop that's actually talking about stuff and not just about like fucking bitches and things like that. Oh,
Bro.
pop rock. Go back up there.
But that's
Pop
all I
rock.
care
They're
about.
they're showing fucking Weezer over there in pop rock. I recognize the band.
All right, let's go.
Okay, you guys can put rap in S tier. I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, no, that was happening.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't something that you were gonna not allow. Like,
No, because we have to agree on it since
No,
you
we
guys.
don't.
we have to
Well,
agree. Why we
Oh,
it's
have to agree?
2v3, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's weird that you guys are gonna put
Oh, is
rap.
it?
You're not the vanguard of our
It's just
genre
crazy 'cause
list.
in a world of jazz and classic rock, rap is S tier. That's interesting. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, why are
Do
you
you
saying it like
listen-
there can't be more S tiers? Like they're like
Right?
it's just rap.
Just weird. Just weird.
And
It's
I'd
not
be
weird.
lying to myself if I put
not
classical
weird.
music over rap. Like, I don't listen to classical music more than I do rap.
I'd put classical music over rap. Modern rap.
Oh, so
So
you
you
put
listen to more
classical,
Beethoven in your life than any
classical
rap.
music? Let's put classical music where it
Currently,
belongs, right?
yes. Currently,
We
yes.
don't put classical music.
We're not going currently, man. We're not going currently.
Oh, it's
We're talking about-
right there.
Oh, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
No, I already put up classical music. Where are you putting it then?
No, classical music.
Yes, where I'm just saying where you actually want to put it.
I'll put it S tier. There's some really good classical music out there.
EJ.
Classical music.
I can't put it S tier only not because I don't like the genre. It's just if I'm being honest about it with myself, like about how many times I actually listen to classical music in my life. It's not something that I'm gonna throw on when I'm going somewhere. It's just
Maybe you
not.
should try it.
I got to be in the mood for it.
It gives you like deep emotional reaction.
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just being realistic. I'm not throwing classical music on when I'm on my way to work.
when you put pop rap, are you just talking about rap as a whole, or specifically like Kanye kind of rap,
what do
I
Drake
mean, they
kind
don't
of
have rap as a whole. It's divided into different genres of rap. So
I can't see more raps either.
on their website,
Oh, I
I mean,
hear
I would say,
trap.
I would,
Here's
I would say you
trip
put.
hop. What the
I would
fuck is
suggest
trip
you
hop?
put. I would suggest pop rap go
There's
on A.
gangster rap. There's
it would
gangster
have been
rap.
better if we just made our own separate list and then had put it on stream.
No, we gotta do this live.
I would
Cause
suggest.
let's just chat it out, bro. Versus.
I would suggest pop rap go on A and abstract rap go on S.
EJ.
Did I get?
Pop rap goes to A class and abstract rap goes to S class.
Maybe we just make our own individual list, or this is a group list, I guess.
Well, I mean, even if you make your own list,
That's too complicated.
you still have to come together, and we'd still just be talking about it anyway. So it's
Yeah.
like, what's the difference? Like this way, we just talk about it live.
You guys, it's ultimately a group decision, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I would say abstract rap would be the peak rap, and then pop rap.
But I don't agree with that decision. I don't agree with putting rap at A.
Well,
Being
this is pop rap. He's meaning pop rap specifically.
Oh, pop rap, okay.
And abstract rap goes in S.
Because there's also
agree with
gangster
that.
rap down here.
Gangster rap, I'd put. There's some really good gangster rap.
Yeah,
So
it's some great gangster rap.
you can put gangster rap. Should gangster rap be an A or should it be? Well, why'd you put abstract rap? in
Well,
B?
I'm just putting them on the list, so they're there.
Pop rap would be very low.
I would say pop rap goes in B, gangster rap goes in A, abstract rap goes in S.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Gangster and B, you said, or you said pop and B.
Pop is B and gangster is A. Because there's some great gangster rap out there.
Where are you putting this classical?
Classic can stay in A. It's okay. All right, unless you guys want to go.
Nah, I thought A is great.
Classical music, you got to give it that nod because of, even regardless if you don't listen to the music, it was one of the earliest forms of music that
I would
inspired
throw on some Beethoven right now.
a lot of genres after, and it's still
bro, I'll play the Moonlight Sonata right now, bro.
And there are rappers who even sample classical music for their shit.
And not only that, you still see it in movies used all the time. So
yeah,
it still has a impact to this day.
Yeah.
I play Fight of the Bumblebee.
Where would you guys put Afro beats? I don't listen
to them that much either, but I put them in B. I fucks with it. I fuck with the beats.
Afro beats.
I don't ever listen to Afro beats unless I'm at an event or somewhere where they're playing it, but I don't have a problem with it at all. I like Afro beats.
All right, let's just go in order. Alt dance. What is that? Should I play one
alternative dance?
Let's find. I think it's dance music. I think it's like probably freestyle and shit. But yeah, find out. Let's find out what alt dance is.
Alternative dance is a musical genre that mixes alternative rock with electronic dance music. Video.
Probably freestyle or similar.
Alternative dance songs for your next house party.
Yeah, you go ahead and put that in.
Oh, you heard it then.
Yeah, that was garbage. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
All right, as long as you heard it.
Go ahead and put that in up. That's okay. I would never.
Alt metal.
Alt metal. I don't even know what you'd even call out. Let me look it up.
All right. Since you could hear it perfectly fine, let's just play some alt metal. Alt metal music. A to Z.
Because it sounds. Yo, this is just new metal. Are you playing it?
I'm playing one right now. Black, number 1.
I can't hear it.
Marilyn Manson's The Beautiful People. Can you hear it?
Little.
She likes the dark. And on her milk white neck.
Does it pick up?
Yeah, I heard it.
Uh,
Yeah, let me just skip to the middle of this song.
I don't like Marilyn Manson.
Ministry, Jesus built my hot rod.
Oh, I love that song. Jesus Built My Hot Rod is one of my favorites. That guitar work is good. I've listened to music like that.
All right, what are we
I
putting?
can put alt metal. We can put. Wait, go down real quick. I want to see what other types of metal they have. Industrial metal. They have metalcore. Guess we should keep it simple.
Post metal.
It's probably. I think that's what they're calling new metal.
You're new metal.
Yeah, new metal is like
Hard bop. Slowcore.
metal-
Power electronics. New age. Dub.
Yeah. Go ahead and
Jam
put you can put alt metal and like fucking put that at C, I guess. Or
Oh.
maybe D.
I realize it's covering our faces.
It is?
It was. It's no longer. See, it was like that. What'd you say? C? What about you, EJ? You feeling it?
Alt metal? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alt rock.
Alternative
Some
rock,
good. That's some good alternative rock.
but a lot of it is also gay. James fuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Yeah, that's very. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alt rock also can stay at C. You can put that at C. Because there's some good
Yeah.
yeah, there's some
Like
good alt rock.
the Killers is alternative rock. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Ambient.
There's some alt rock songs that are just ambient. I don't even know what the fuck that is, man.
Google it.
Ambient is just like sound effects, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just like background music.
Then don't even put that on the list. I don't even care about that.
Bro, you don't fuck with ambient music?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to like not something that you just use to relax or something. I mean, like I'm talking
People
like
do that with classical music.
sure,
Bro,
but classical
love
music,
ambient music.
classical music. I mean, sure, we could put ambient. I haven't listened to any ambient music in a long time.
I'm just gonna put it where it belongs. The top.
Like raindrops on a windowsill would be ambient music.
I guess
I don't know if it's ambient music. It'd be ambient sound.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wide
Yeah.
genre to
Elevator
anyway.
music is ambient music.
elevator music.
Yes, it'd be ambient music. It's just like a infinitely repeating thing. It's usually like a lot of game backgrounds. Like it's very ambient style. You're just like chilling to that shit.
Yeah, I could be S tier.
But since it's so divisive, let's just put it B. How about that?
Sure. All right, let's see what else we got here.
We got art pop, art rock, avant folk.
Yeah, let's focus on some of the more recognizable genres.
Next to that would be black metal, I guess.
You should. I see heavy metal there. That's what I see. Heavy metal should be. I'm willing to put that at S tier. Heavy metal is S tier for me.
EJ?
I agree. Yeah.
Alright, then it's in the S tier. We're putting heavy metal right there next to rap.
Now, where would you put black metal, EJ?
I don't really listen to any black metal.
What about death metal?
Death metal for
Death
me.
metal I definitely don't listen to.
Yeah, EJ hates death metal. Death metal for me would also be S tier.
Ugh,
But
sounds
since
like
he
it's
doesn't like it,
sounds like selling like a solid C.
I mean, what about you, Ray? You listen
I
to
don't
death
listen
metal.
to that shit, bro.
You've listened to fucking Deathlog, and you said they had cool stuff. You've listened
So?
to death metle.
I've heard it.
That's
It's
one
like,
example,
It's okay.
Deathclock is death metal. You said you liked the Deathclock.
No, I didn't. I never said that about that show, bro.
You said some of their songs were cool. Pretty
Nah,
sure it was you.
It was not me. I didn't like that show, bro. I did not watch that shit.
Metal Apocalypse was a cool show. You missed out.
No, I did not.
Oh, East Coast hip hop.
East Coast hip hop. You only
All the
saying
way
that
to
because
right?
you in the East Coast, bro.
And we all are.
I don't know, man. I might be on the West Side.
Unless you was born in Seattle, bro.
Where we putting
don't-
this?
We didn't know that.
Putting S tier.
Put an A.
A. All right, we leaving it in A.
East Coast hip hop is the best hip hop.
I mean, if you want to put it at S,
Nah.
you can.
Let's all right, what's next? And big ting. Let's go with
Electronic music, house music. What do you got? Where'd you guys put that?
Ooh, grunge is up there.
electro house music.
Where'd you guys put?
Electro house. It's
I'll
bottom
put
tier.
that in C. For me, that'd be C tier. It's okay, but like it
Dig
can
Dug
quickly
music, bro.
become annoying. Yeah, it can quickly become annoying. Because I was trying to listen to some electro music on my way to work, and the first song was good, but then after a while it started to become annoying, and then I had to take that shit off. It started giving me a headache. I was like, this is not
What
good.
about grunge? Where y'all putting grunge?
Grunge for me could be S tier.
EJ?
That's S tier. That's S tier.
Some really good grunge songs out there. But let's find normal rock, or if they have classic or some shit like
Normal
classic.
rock?
What rock do
Because
they
if it
have?
would be
Punk.
classic,
Oh,
it'd be
punk rock.
classic.
Go,
Hold
go back
on.
down.
There's no classic rock because I
I guess
don't
they
see
don't.
here.
Do they have
Rock
progressive?
rock?
They have
Progressive.
prog. Oh, they got prog metal and prog rock. We'll focus on prog rock. Prog rock is 100% S tier. S tier fucking music.
Not everything you listen to can be S tier music, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, prog rock is up there, man. Prog rock. What about you, EJ? Where would you put prog rock?
I really love a couple of bands that fall within that genre, but I don't want to put it in S tier because I don't know enough. I don't know enough of multiple
A?
examples
Put an
where
A
I would
tier?
say, yeah, it's more like an A.
Yeah.
A
'Cause
tier for me.
prog rock completely redefined fucking.
Because for me to put it in S, I would have to be able to say like, yeah, there's multiple examples.
Yeah. But what about punk
You know,
rock?
like
Where do you guys put that?
punk rock has a lot of good music.
Yeah, it's right there.
Uh,
It's right next to
I would
post.
say that's an A for me.
Oh no, you were by it. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at post rock.
Punk rock?
Punk rock is A, he said.
What
Oh,
about you?
R&B.
What about
R&B
you?
right next.
We're
I'll
leaving
put
punk
I'll
rock
put
in
it
A?
A. Punk rock could be A.
Punk rock's A, and R&B would be...
R&B could be because there's some great R&B. They got Michael Jackson there, but they're even beyond Michael Jackson. There's a lot of great modern
R&B S tier, man. So many examples. Pick from with that.
S tier.
That's S tier, man. Marvin Gaye, Temptations,
I'll give that
Michael
to you.
Jackson,
Yeah, that and then Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige.
She's a great artist. So I give
Let's go with...
what about reggae?
Where's reggae?
Right there, next to rock in opposition.
Reggae would be like a B for me.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
There's
Go
good
ahead.
reggae, but
Reggae,
I don't know
reggae,
enough.
reggae for me is S tier. What about you?
I don't even be listening to it, but every time I hear that Jamaican beat, I'm just like, ooh.
Okay, even if you want to go past Bob Marley has some classics, and even
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie, I really don't see it.
Barry Hammond. Oh, go up. It's
You said
above-
Barry Hammond. It's Perez Hammond.
Oh, here it
bro.
is. I don't know why I could not
Oh.
see it. For the longest time, I just could not see it.
Oh, his name is Barry.
It's Perez Hammond, bro.
Google it. Google it right now.
This man's
Barry
talking about
Hammond.
should be S tier.
Oh,
You don't
Perez
even know
Hammond.
that. It's
Right.
Perez.
No, I think his name is. It might be pronounced. How do you pronounce his name?
All right.
Whatever. My mom. That guy is more my mom's generation. So I didn't really like. Where'd you put it, Ray?
I put that S tier, bro.
Yeah, because like you got even past
Come on,
them, you got
bro.
Elephant Man, you got Beanie Man,
Sound like superheroes.
fucking Bounty Killer.
Oh my god.
Reggae S tier when you at that right party. You know what I'm saying? That shit
Bro,
S tier.
if you wanna turn up any party, just play some American music, then you slip in one reggae song, people gonna go crazy, bro. They're gonna unlock their third eye. It's just the house is gonna come down.
Where would you guys put soul music?
Soul.
Yeah.
I put a solid B. Solid B.
Soul music. That's
Solid
like
B.
in the R&B kind of.
Yeah, there's similar genres, yeah. Because they got southern, they got so many.
Oh no, soul music. Soul music is like what I was talking about earlier. That's more of what I was thinking about. Soul is S tier. Soul's S tier. To me though.
let's just leave it alone because we already did R&B. We already covered it, sort of. But they got space rock there. That's like fucking all that David Bowie and Pink Floyd kind of shit.
Uh,
No, we don't have to put it on there, but it's just I just noticed.
All right, hear about this trap.
it's down there.
This down
Let's
there.
leave trap at D. I don't want to be too disrespectful because there's some good trap out
There's
there.
a place for it. There's a place for
Yeah,
it.
trap could be D. Who's that muscular motherfucker on the thing?
Isn't that
that-
Travis?
That's Travis Scott.
That's Travis.
That's not
right?
actually. That's not actually him though. That's like his.
That's his action
uh,
figure.
It was like an album cover.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was
Or
gonna
like
say,
it's like a draw. It's like a drawing. You know.
Oh, 'cause I was gonna say, I know he don't look like that. That looks like. Let's see what else we got here. What else you guys want to do? Yeah.
Dubstep. I know you be listening to that dubstep, bro.
Not
That's
really.
that fire, but like I said, that this is very circumstantial music.
Is it? I
Indeed.
mean, that's dubstep. That's like a big one. That's a big thing right there, sir.
I haven't listened to dubstep in years.
Unless you a dubstepper, you feel me? Like
So then
So
y'all
you
don't even
listen to
fuck
your
with that.
day-to-day?
So like y'all can rank it. It must just not be that good then.
dubstep, got to be in like the F range.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't think you need because if you listen to it, it means it's not F. You just don't listen to it often. So
When they
it's like
come on, I'm not gonna be like turn that on. Yeah,
so,
you're right.
So that's not F. That's like
Yeah,
that's like an E. That's like a
Yeah.
D, like down there.
yeah, it's down there.
I put it on D for y'all. Techno. How about techno?
Dude, I think we
Techno,
already,
What?
techno is specific circumstances too.
we already did techno.
No, we have no techno on here.
Oh, yeah, techno could stay. Oh, we did electro music.
I'll put techno in E because y'all don't give a fuck about it. Dub. What the fuck is dub?
Let's just ignore it. We don't have to do every single.
Bro,
What about vaporwave? You guys remember vaporwave? It was popular in like the 2010s.
kinda? It was a lot of the fucking
These are all just like
Adult
subcategories.
Swim.
of
Adult
each
Swim
other.
was like vaporwave, right?
Yeah, they had some vaporwave stuff from Adult Swim. Oh, there goes new metal. They did have new metal there. Yeah.
New No Wave.
Sludge
Oh,
metal. I never even heard of
on the
that.
same list. It's at the end next to pop rock.
New Metal.
Yeah. I'd put that.
There's some good new metal, but generally, I don't like new metal.
I would put an A tier, but I don't know where you guys want to put it.
That's like a C tier for me.
All right, we're dropping in the B tier.
Because like Korn is new metal. Fucking
Korn.
Slipknot is new metal. Fucking
Disturbed.
Disturbed.
System of a Down.
There's a lot of great new metal.
Yo,
bands.
remember when Rihanna made music? That shit was crazy. She really showed up, dropped like one album, and then became rich.
That fancy, bro.
She became rich because of her other business.
Yeah, he was selling forehead pics on the internet.
Like, God.
You telling me you would have kissed that forehead?
Yo, bro, I'm just saying, like she advertising on that shit, bro.
She pulled up on you and was like, yo, just kiss my forehead real quick, right? You're not going to hit it with it.
Not gonna hit the real quick. Man, I'm only saying this because I'm jealous.
It's a big canvas.
Of her forehead. He's jealous of her forehead.
I'm jealous of who wifed her up, bro. Should have been
Just
me.
say ASAP,
It should
bro.
have been me. Yo, you heard how what's her name? Keke Palmer got pregnant. I was generally just like, yo, who did this? Who was allowed to do
Shorty
that?
from Akilla and the Bee?
Yes.
Akilla and the Bee? That's
I, mean,
crazy.
I always thought that she was hot, but I didn't care when she got pregnant. You know,
Nah, bro. I was just like, yo, who out here just taking just taking them all, bro? It's one after the other, bro.
You were never gonna have her. So
See, but that's not the point. That's not the point.
Yeah, she was unblemished, you know?
All right, you
She
took a
was
little
just-
far. Took a little far. But it was just like, it was Keke Palmer got pregnant. Like, Nicki was pregnant. Cardi's pregnant. Everyone's just pregnant, bro. Everyone's just popping babies out. I was like, yo,
She was
relax.
still pure. Like she hadn't been touched with yet. You know.
Those are not the words that I was saying. Those that is.
And then somebody just came across and ran through it. You know.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
I was just like, damn. I'm just stop talking. I'm just.
Yo, what the hell? Oh my god.
I feel like we went through all
All the ones you want to go through?
yeah, because indie rock, I fucking hate indie music. I'm sorry, I fucking despise.
Bro, then we can just put that shit in the F tier. It's okay.
I fuck with indie. I fuck with indie. I disagree with that one.
No, when I
Yeah.
say indie music, I mean indie like folk and like rock music. I do not like it.
I fuck with indie rock.
All right, how
I
about
don't know
this?
about. I don't listen to folk music.
We did all the ones that we're gonna like think about. Speed round. I'm just gonna say something, even if you never heard of it. We're gonna put it on the list. How about that? Art pop.
F.
F. Art rock.
D. D. That's Velvet Underground. So I'm gonna get that D.
Come on, Gio, get faster. Avant folk.
Don't even know what the fuck that is.
You
Give
know
me
what it
any
is?
folk music. That's F tier. I'll fuck with folk.
Avant-garde.
That's close to country.
Avant-garde jazz, bro.
Any jazz is A or better for me.
You fuck with avant-garde jazz, bro? I don't even know what that
Any
means.
type of jazz, bro.
You can't say that.
All right, I'm gonna put it in the B tier.
If you, because you know, if you listen to something enough times, you know what's good about it and what isn't good. You know,
Bro, Gio,
Like how you
avant-garde metal.
avant-garde metal. I don't know enough about that, but just go ahead and put that in C, man, because metal music is always.
Yeah.
Oh,
at least
so
know what
you
that
can
is.
say it. So you can say yes.
I can't say it, but he can.
All metal's at least pretty good. All right, avant-garde.
I'm just copying EJ.
It's just avant-garde music in general.
Find country music. Find country
No,
music.
we'll get there.
Avant-garde, that's E.
Also, I don't think they have
It's
country.
too fancy
here.
for me. Folk music would be like a form of country, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Avant-garde.
country channel.
I'm just gonna put that in E. Baroque pop.
Baroque. Isn't that like? I don't know. Where's that word? So what is that word associated? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I'll say F. But F. I see pop. It's F.
Berlin School.
Berlin School. F.
Big beat. What does that even mean? What is big beat?
Who is making these genres, man? Like, they're just making shit up at this point.
Yo, big beat, bro. Gio, big beat. Where are we putting this shit?
I'm trying to find out what it is. It looks like it's just electronic music. Just put that in the same place we put the other electronic music.
See, black metal.
We can go ahead and put that. Put that at B, I guess.
Blues rock.
Wait, how?
Ooh,
Yeah, blues and rock.
blues is good.
Blues
is
rock.
good.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's right. That's up.
A for blues. A for blues.
A.
Yeah,
A.
it works.
A for B. A equals B. Canterbury scene. I'm just gonna put that there.
Yeah,
On
just
the
throw that
F
shit
tier.
in F. Yeah.
Chamber folk. I'm just gonna-
What if we're throwing music that's actually good?
We'll find out later. Chamber pop.
Revise the list. We'll revise the list.
No. We're gonna keep this list. It's gonna be a list. We're gonna put this on our page. Anyone gonna argue with it can just comment your
below.
favorite song. Chamber pop.
Listen to this. The Canterbury scene was a musical scene centered on the town of Canterbury, England. So this is just a genre that fucking just came from a town and got named after.
So it sounds like we put it in the right spot. Yo,
That's
chamber pop.
that's what happened with grunge, though. It was the Seattle scene.
Yeah, but
Rock
it
music
wasn't
in
named,
Seattle.
It wasn't named Seattle Rock.
It could have been.
True.
But I mean, it looks like it says here progressive rock, jazz fusion, avant-garde, psychedelia. It's probably good music. But you have to listen to it.
All right, go peep that. Chamber pop. F.
Chamber pop. There's gonna be a lot on the F tier. I expect that. Chiptune.
Sounds like something I like. Put in E.
Contemporary folk.
I don't know about it. Folk, yeah, F. Anything folk, but F.
Dark ambient. What is dark ambient? Is it just like you just listen to the boss music all the time?
That's probably
Can't
like,
be. We got ambient already in there.
I think dark ambient would probably be like
Um,
there's this guy, fucking the song Behemoth would probably be considered dark ambient.
dark ambient melodies.
Oh yeah, it's B.
This is like horror loading screens and shit.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
put that in. That works. We can put that at B. I've listened to stuff like that before.
Dark cabaret.
Don't know.
Cabaret, man. It's cabaret.
What did I say?
Come on.
Cabaret.
Cabarets.
All right, this sounds like you should shut the fuck up. Anyway. Oh,
Sorry.
Whatever you want, man. I don't even know what
Oh, I'll put that in D just because. Dark
Put it
wave.
wherever the fuck you want, man.
I'm gonna put dark wave.
it is. I don't know. You know, can we skip the stuff we don't know?
Nah, bro. This is so much more fun.
It's hard getting through this shit.
Yo, there's a lot we gotta get through. Come on, get faster. Dark wave, bro.
I don't even know. Dark wave, I think, is like similar to vaporwave and dark ambient. I think it's like a fusion kind of.
Put that in C.
Yeah.
Here, I'm playing one dark song. I don't know if this is.
I've heard this. I think I've heard this. Yeah, I think that. That's good. That's good.
That's a good. That gets a C. That gets
Yeah,
a C.
good. That's good. I like it. I've heard this one before.
So what are we
Yeah,
doing?
go ahead and let's see. Let me see if Little Dark Side.
Death,
What that considered.
Death Industrial.
Little Dark Age.
E.
E. You don't like that death, huh? You like the death? Dream pop.
E. Yeah.
What the fuck is drone metal? We got music for robots now?
Maybe Vanguard can speak on that. You never listen to drone metal?
2 hours
Drill-
of drone men.
Oh, at least a drill metal. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yo, you'd be the first to sign up for that drill.
I would have to find out. I wonder what that even sound like.
This is dark metal.
Drone metal, you mean?
2 hours of drone metal, dark ambient, and dark black metal.
Yeah, I'm good. That's an E. That's a strong E for me, dog.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're not even listening to it. You're skipping through most of it.
It seems like it's mostly ambient-ish music, so we'll leave it right here in the C. That's the wrong one. We'll leave it right here in the C. Right there. Drone.
What is Little Dark Age?
I'm gonna put it right next to this drone.
What is Little Dark Age?
Experimental hip hop.
Little Dark Age, what?
That's B.
You ever heard that song? Oh, apparently that's indie music.
No idea. Experimental hip hop.
That's B.
I'm gonna let him do that. Harsh noise, because I accidentally grabbed that one by accident.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it where we thought it was gonna be going.
You put house instead.
Folktronica. Yeah, I'm
You
just
put
gonna.
you put the wrong one, Red.
Oh,
You put house in that.
where does this
That's it.
go? Yeah, house goes right there. Tronica.
Harsh-
Yes, it's gonna go right there.
Harsh noise, also known as wall noise or HNW, is an extreme subgenre of noise music described as a literal, consistent, unflinching, and enveloping wall of monolithic noise.
Who has ever claimed that they listen to these genres? Like, yo, this is my shit.
And then I want you guys to see the guy here. That's like the star of noise metal. Look out! Let me send it to you so you can just how disconcerting this motherfucker looks. Give me a second. I'm putting in the materials that you guys can see. Look at this motherfucker. That's Apparently, that's one of their big noise guys.
All right, I made a new tier.
I thought that was Ref for a second.
The guy I said with the bag
Yeah.
over his head.
I
Man, the
made a
bag
new
was-
one real quick.
Nah.
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 All right, well, next we got Freak Folk.
Oh,
Yeah.
groove metal. Groove metal is pretty
I'm gonna
good.
put Freak Folk in the nah.
Free jazz. That's a B.
We'll move all the folk into nah right here.
See, but how do we know? Have you guys listened
Bro,
to?
have you ever listened to a folk song in your life? That's all you need to know.
I think I have though.
Anyway, free jazz. Free my nigga jazz.
Put B on that one.
Hold on, give me a second. I think I might have listened to some folk.
Funk music.
Funk, that's A or better. I would say S, but
Funk could be S. I would put funk as S. Yeah, funk is really good.
Some James
Glam
Brown.
rock. Glamorizing this rock.
David Bowie.
Look, man, this is all for you guys because I don't know what the fuck
Boy,
y'all talking
David
about. Also,
Bowie?
I'm not gonna lie to
David Bowie's S, bro. Anything David
Bro,
Bowie
but
is S.
what is this glam rock?
It was about glam rock. David Bowie made glam rock, didn't
Yeah, glam rock's
Yeah.
pretty good. But like early David Bowie stuff is definitely S.
he? I mean, he's asking about the genre in general, not David Bowie.
Oh, okay.
Glam
Trying to
rock.
see what this song is called.
I just know David Bowie made glam rock. I'll put that in C. I don't know enough about glam rock. But I know it has some good music.
Grindcore.
Grindcore, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
I'll put that here in this F tier. Groove metal.
I have no idea.
Boom. Hard rock.
Hard rock, that's A. A or better.
I'm doing this quick. Hardcore punk.
I'll put that in the B section. Where do we put the other punk music at?
Apparently, I do like some indie rock. One of the songs I looked up trying to see if it was folk was actually indie.
Punk rock we put as A.
You could put it in that section.
Hardcore
Don't
punk.
matter.
I'll leave it where it is. I don't feel like house music. Where are you putting house music?
Ooh, house music up there.
What?
House music up there, man.
Nah, you're joking.
Man, cleaning the house, man. You throw some. I don't know. That I feel like there's a lot of music you could put under that umbrella. It's an umbrella term, house music. Like you could put it.
House music is like an electronic subgenre. That's what it means.
Oh, I'm thinking what you cleaning the house to, like.
No. That's why I was so confused. I was like, house music doesn't seem to be your thing. And I was confused when you're just like, oh yeah, that's okay.
Nah. I'm thinking what you clean the house to on a Sunday morning type shit.
Great, go down. I want to see how much is left. I want to see how. Let's go ahead and just call it a night. I'm not doing all this stuff. I'm sorry.
That's why I want to go fast. It's just like, yo, just grab it and go. There's a lot of them.
I'm not doing it.
Bro.
Because he feels like he's disrespecting the genres that we put in the F tier because he doesn't know anything about it.
We're just throwing random shit to places at this point, and on top of that, it's just gonna take too fucking long. It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the
we'll be
definitive
all good,
list.
like I was saying.
Only things that matter: abstract hip hop, heavy metal, grunge, R&B, reggae, funk, S tier. S'ing that tier. What else is really good?
Gangster rap, classical
Gangster
music,
rap,
East Coast
classical,
hip-hop.
East Coast, prog, blues,
Progressive rock.
hard rock. That's it. Anything else? Y'all can figure it out. Anyway, well, since we cut that shit short, what's next?
All right. So I want you one last time to go over what you hated exactly about Velma.
Honestly, to sum it up, is
Niggas just
Velma.
watched that previous episode. Like, we're gonna keep bashing it.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna go real quick recap. I'm not even gonna say spend much time hating on it. Velma herself is just an unlikable character. There's no real strong desire to see anyone like like there's no desire to see any one of the story arcs through. Like I don't care to see anything happen with these characters. I don't care about the mystery that they set up. Like they did not do a good job at drawing anyone's attention. And in my personal opinion, I cannot tell you who this show is for. I cannot describe a demographic. Oh well, because like earlier you were talking about how like there are certain movies where you're like, oh, like I know that this movie is like this kind of movie. Like Transformers is like a summer blockbuster, you know. I don't expect it to be super philosophical and like asking those big questions. I
Rom-coms
expect
too.
it to be that nigga Optimus throwing the hands and blowing shit up, right?
Yeah.
So, but for Velma, I cannot tell you what demographic, what genre. It's just a show that exists.
I can tell you what demographic it is. It's for the
Bro,
people.
but those niggas don't like that shit either.
Yeah, it was for the people who hate themselves demographic, but it was too hateful even for them.
Bro, because
basically,
go on.
basically, what I feel like, what I can get from you is it seems like the reason you took such great offense, because I don't think you would have cared if this was like some random cartoon that came out, is they took something from your childhood, something that you were fond of, they took it and they contorted it. They discombobulated it into some abomination that has nothing to do with the thing you remember.
Right.
Does that sound like a? Yeah.
And like I said, like it's not even like I'm like that guy who's like, oh, it has to be a 1-to-1 or you can't touch the IP. But it's just like, yo,
But at least
like generally,
they-
like, what the actual fuck does this have to do with Scooby Doo?
It should stay somewhat true to the original.
Like,
past.
you remember She-Ra? Like, it was so far removed from the original She-Ra, but they kept some certain ideas the same. Like, she still had her sword of power. She kept the same chant. They tried to tie it to certain aspects of the things that were going on, right? Like they borrowed, like they did more than just borrow some people's names. Well, in your opinion, they probably just borrowed straight up, just borrowed names and like didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't disrespect it as much as they could have, right?
Yeah.
Like She-Ra herself was still a very strong person, right? She had her own flaws, but those flaws were like addressed throughout the show, and we see her get better, and we have a reason to see her get better, right? But for Velma, like,
It's like it gives you this idea that they literally hate the material that they're adapting. and
yes,
they're
I genuinely think it feels like someone was like forced to write this show, and she's like, "Well, it's done now. Here you go." Type shit.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these Hollywood people, like I told you guys before, literally believe they're improving. They believe the thing they're adapting is bad, and they're making it better. That's a lot of the time how they think. So that got me thinking. I remember I was thinking about this a while ago. I wanted to ask you guys, what would your take on a Scooby-Doo, like something on the Scooby-Doo franchise for a new generation, like taking it in a new direction? What would you guys do to like reinvigorate the Scooby-Doo franchise?
Mm,
Guess we can start with Ray.
all right, for me, I'd probably put the focus like for a kid show. I'd probably put the focus back on the dog, right? Like the talking dog aspect is probably the biggest thing. I think I'd go more Courage the Cowardly Dog route, where he doesn't speak specifically, but he's very animated, right? And like you can clearly tell he's trying to communicate some ideas, but like the audience might not be able to. Not the audience, the people he's talking to might not be able to get it all the time, because like it'd be exaggerated, but that's for us, the audience, in universe. Like they just see their dog being like, "Yo, clearly there's something wrong," and like I'd probably have Shaggy be the one who like tries to listen to Scooby the most. Be like, "Yo, like Scoob really doesn't like that place. Maybe we should get out of here." And then Fred, Velma, and Daphne be like, "Yeah, I can tell he's afraid, but he's always afraid," type shit, you know?
So, like, speaking of, what would the characters? Would you reinterpret any of the characters? Try to make
Not really. Like, I feel like their characterization is pretty good as it is, right? Like, they fill the roles that they fill really well. Like, you need the smart character. Like, it's not to say that other characters can't be smart, but like the one who's gonna like sit there and analyze all the data, I'll probably pick Velma. The one that's gonna come up with the big courageous guy, Fred. Daphne Definitely, she can fit a number of roles. It really just depends on the series, right? Like for me, I think I'd have her be the one with the connections. Like the reason that they are allowed to like get into places or they have the funds, she'd just be like, oh yeah, that person they owe me a favor from this, they owe me a favor from that. Like, you know how Kim Possible was able to get anywhere and do whatever she wanted because everyone owed her a favor. I feel like Daphne would just be their social person. She would just keep track of who owes them favors and shit.
So would you give her a kind of like a vlogger or internet personality kind of
I wasn't even thinking
vibe?
about that. Like it would work where she was like documenting all of their shit and just putting it on the thing. That's how they could even fund their shit. Like like the people are
Oh yeah,
just
mystery.
subscribing to their Patreon or whatever. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
tell us what haunted place to check next type shit.
yeah, Mystery Inc. could literally be like a fucking TikTok page or some shit, or
Like
like Daphne Blake's Mysteries or some shit.
you really could like how Sherlock Holmes, Watson had a blog and that's how they blew up.
Yeah,
It could literally just
yeah.
be like that. But the main thing would be I would focus back on the mysteries. Um, I think at first in the show I think it'd be really nice to have all their mysteries be fake at first, and then start sprinkling a little bit of like real mystery in there. Like they get a
Maybe
little in
like
over
real
their
mystery.
head. Eventually, they gotta like deal with like a mob boss. Not even like I wasn't even gonna go supernatural. It's like they start dealing with like the mob type shit. It was like one of their first mysteries. The reason they were like even trying to do that such shit in the first place, like one of the fake people, like say Mr. Jenkins, the reason he was doing that, he owed the mob money and he came up with this scam to scam people out of money really quick to pay the mob back. Word of these kids fucking around, stopping these people paying them back gets around, so the mob starts going after the kids, type shit.
So would you go a direction where they're now solving actual crimes and shit, like a Hardy Boys kind of thing?
Depends on how many seasons, yeah. Like I feel like it'd be like whack crabs in the beginning, and by season three, they're like actually just helping the police.
Interesting. That actually sounds like an interesting route, to be honest. What about you, EJ? What would your new take on Scooby Doo look like if you had the chance to reinterpret the franchise?
Uh,
This is like,
pretty much what Ray said. I think you could turn them into like uh instead of just being like monsters, um, they could be solving crime like cases for the police.
mm,
Where you know they have the van, so maybe they could be an extension of the police department in some way, where they lean on them on their expertise to help solve crimes, because they do that. I mean, they do that in a way without an actual connection with the police.
it's
Um,
funny. Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say it's funny that
yeah, go ahead.
the reason that approach could really work is because that shit has actually been happening. Like there have been like Redditors and TikTokers aiding the fucking police in solving crimes.
Yeah,
Random people on the internet. So this actually the fact that you guys came up with this sort of idea is actually really cool.
and then I think as far as their personalities, I would have them just stay the same as they always have been, um, and really focus on the aspect of what Ray was saying, where Shaggy and Scoob are like close together, and you know when they approach situations where it's like, all right, you guys pair up, and you guys pair up, and when you guys go down there, like Shag and Scooby are always together, because I feel like there's something, especially since this is going to be for a kid audience. Um, you know, it doesn't only have to be for kids, but it's going to be tailored towards someone of a young age. That I feel like that would be easier for kids to like want to see that. Like a kid, and I mean, not Shaggy's not a kid, but doing things with your dog, right? That's like some kind of relatable
Wait, so are you
element to it.
are you suggesting that Shaggy and Scoob would be the focus, like the main characters of the
The
show?
main, yeah, the main focus where uh you know they all solving the crime together, you know, as one, but when it comes to like, all right, we're gonna task you guys out separately, Shaggy and Scooby are like inseparable. Just like how in Family Guy, Brian and Stewie would go on these adventures. I would kind of like want that to be the primary focus with them.
So like would they be the primary focus of the show? Like when things are happening, it's mainly them you see, like Shaggy and Scoob walking together.
No,
Right.
I would split up the time between the
Yeah.
characters. I would definitely split up the time. I'm just saying, as far as like when it comes to the connection that the characters have with each other, I'm saying the strongest connection would be between him, him and the dog. Because I feel like there's a sentimental emotion there that they could
What
play
about
with.
what about you, Ray? Are there character? Is there a character
It
or
follows Scooby.
character
It follows
follows?
Scooby, and like I would do it
Wait,
in
so
that way.
are we getting Scooby's inner thoughts and that
No,
kind of
no,
thing?
no,
They
no, no.
can't
It
hear it?
would just like Scooby would just be holding the camera. Like if you can get that mental image in your head. So like because he's holding the camera, he's gonna always be around, and everything that's happening, Scooby just has to be there for it, or you all the audience wouldn't be there for it either, right? And the reason I want to do it that way is because you could keep it for a younger audience, where like you get Scooby's wacky reactions to things, but you can also put a bunch of stuff in the background that like older people can pick up on, like say like there's one episode or like a scene where Scooby's like he like sneaks under a table to like eat something, and I could have the characters in the background talking, but really all you guys see is just Scooby eating this massive sandwich, right? Just something like that, and then like he overhears this and he's like, oh, and like he trying to convey this to Shaggy, and he's just like, oh, I have no idea what you're saying, but if you don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. So just shit like that, like especially like if it is focused for a younger audience, I do stuff like that.
You know, something funny that could be in that show. Because if there's a mob boss, there should be like the inevitable, like how every superhero has this episode, an episode where maybe the mob boss springs every single like person they put away together and puts them together in a group, like a Sinister Six kind of thing.
I could be
And now
some
they have
season finale shit, yeah.
they have to contend with all their enemies working together to fucking kill them. That's one thing I would suggest would be really cool. These people should be trying to kill them. Like it should not be just some like, ooh, I'm a spooky guy. No, murder.
If they were gonna try to kill him, I definitely do it in some Looney Tunes way, where they dropping pianos and shit, and it's like, yes, that would have killed me, but it's so goofy that no one it would like get past the censors, you know.
Like, I feel like you should really ham up the idea that this is dangerous shit to be doing. Like what they.
But like I definitely would want it to be more like cartoony danger.
Oh, they're fighting mobsters. You're gonna have to have niggas pointing guns at them and stuff.
Yeah, they can be pointing guns.
They're fighting mobsters now. You can't just have them. Like,
bro,
they never get.
See, no, because it could be something like where it's like I need you to take him out, but like don't get the feds on our case. And then this person's like, how do I do that? It's like, well, here, just drop this heavy thing and make it look like an accident. You push the piano off the thing to make it look like an accident. Or you cut their brake tire, like their brake lines, right? And now they're going through a high-speed chase through the city. Just
like Home Alone. Did they have guns in that movie? In the second one?
I think they had gun or they had clear means of dealing harm, but I don't think they pulled out a gat. I don't think they just whipped out a gun.
See, that was a dangerous situation for Macaulay Culkin, but it wasn't like there was any guns involved or weapons.
Because the show I'm describing is, I'm thinking this is on CN. This is like for kids.
Well, because Young Justice was on CN and those.
And that shit got removed.
That's a terrible example.
It got removed. If it was for HBO, like say it's for adults, then they're.
I don't think it has to be for adults. Teenagers, I think you can have a show with guns for teenagers.
Yeah,
like
no, I like to distinguish it as like it's either literally Dora or it's for adults.
Oh, okay.
The show that I had in mind was going to be more tailored for a younger audience. I wasn't really thinking of. I mean, I guess you can watch Scooby-Doo at any age, but as far as like wanting to make something that's likable, I'll be aiming more for a younger audience to draw them in.
Now I want to talk about now if I had the chance to reinterpret Scooby-Doo, right? And this is an idea I had a while ago, a long time ago, because I remember years ago Hanna-Barbera tried to do this thing where they had a comic book initiative, and they started with Future Quest, and basically it was like all their cartoons, but now reinterpreted for a modern audience in comics, and they were trying to build a shared universe. Not all of it was in the same universe, but the Johnny Quest takes were pretty good because they were really like true to the source material, just modernized, right? But the Scooby-Doo one is where they did something really weird. They reinterpreted Scooby-Doo as this thing called Scooby Apocalypse, and it was
I
like
remember that.
Yeah, and it was like it changed a lot, and the monsters were now because of some like nanite experiment that had changed everybody in the monsters, and it was just weird because I was just like, why did they go such a radical direction? I was like, why didn't they just reinterpret the thing in a modern way? And at the time I was like, it would have been perfect. They could have taken elements from like, um, I won't even get into that's just the genesis. When I first had this idea, it was as a comic book series, but now I've adapted it. So if I was doing Scooby Doo, I would go for a movie kind of thing because I feel like the big thing is everyone wants to build these like movie universes. So when I'm building this, I would see it as sort of like another attempt at a shared universe, kind of like they tried to do with the Scoob movie, but it didn't work out. And I would go for a live action thing only because I want to reach I want this to be like I'm thinking about this as like a MCU kind of take on the classic Scooby Doo franchise, right? So what I would do is, well, first thing first, I wanted to give myself as many hurdles as possible. So I was like, I'll even do what Velma did and make Shaggy black. I'll do it, but I'll make him still look similar to the original character and act like the original character. So like my version of Shaggy would be like this black guy. He'd probably be a little bit lighter skinned. He'd have like kind of like a messy kind of afro going on. He'd have the green. He would look like Shaggy. His clothes would be very like disheveled and unkempt. Uh, Everyone in the movie dresses in kind of like a retro kind of way, but not retro as in they actually look like they're from the 60s, as in a bunch of teenagers trying hard to mimic the styles of the past kind of thing.
Mm.
That's the way I would like as like a callback to the original series. So Shaggy kind of looks mostly the same. But like the thing I would change though is he's not a pussy. He's a normal person who doesn't want to be in these situations. Like he's a really chill guy who likes food a lot, and like he just doesn't like being in these very dangerous situations. And it's not even like he's a coward. He's just like I don't want to die, you know.
Mm.
That's like the route I would go with him. He would still be like the most cowardly out of all of them, but it's because he's a normal person. It's not even. It's not like he's a wuss. Um, Daphne, I would give her kind of like a prima donna kind of personality. She's not a bitch, but she's like clearly very into herself and like thinks she's beautiful and all that kind of stuff. And like Velma, I would still give her the sardonic personality traits and all that kind of stuff. Just that she wouldn't be that annoying. She would be the one who makes sarcastic remarks and points out the irony of situations. And she would be the one who kind of like the person you don't bring to the party, because she knows too much, like that kind of stuff. There would still be that there. And then Fred, like Fred, I wanted to think, why would a guy walk around dressed the way Fred is, with a fucking like ascot sticking out of his shirt and the clothes? And I came up with an idea. I was like, similar to what Velma tried to do. I was like, my take on Fred is obsessed with being a good
Woman.
man, being the
Mm.
best. You know what I mean? Like trying to make his father proud and that kind of stuff. Except his father isn't like a prick or anything. His father's just like a upstanding member of society. So Fred is like really concerned with putting his best appearance and his best foot forward. Like he spends a lot of time. Like I was like in the beginning of this movie, it would begin with Fred like just spending like a long time on his routine, his hair, his face, putting his clothes together. Like everything would be like put together perfectly. Like he's putting together a work of art, right? Like and over the course of the movie, you'd see he cares a lot about what people think of him. Like he doesn't like you know, he doesn't like letting people down, like not even just like in a superficial way. He's literally trying to be the best guy, and it puts a lot of weight on him and like stresses him out, always trying to be this good Superman type figure all the time. And like that'd be a theme in the movie, other characters trying to convince him that he can let other people share the weight with him sometimes. Like he doesn't have to be the leader, you know? Um and yeah, so that the one thing I would do is do you know who Gary Cole is? Any of you guys?
No, not off the top of my head.
You know.
Sounds
Oh
familiar.
well, Gary Cole, he played Fred's dad in the TV show in Mystery Incorporated.
Mhm.
I'd have him play Fred's dad again, but for real this time. And like
Is he the
thing
original voice actor for Fred?
No, not him. But what I was thinking though is over the course of the film, what would happen is the way I did this is weird because like this is not a reboot, but it's a reinterpretation, but it's not necessarily a reboot. Where I'm not like showing you the origin of Mystery Incorporated or anything. You would learn that they're well known for having solved mysteries. They did this shit over the summer. Basically, over the summer they went on like a road trip, and they just kept they would find urban legends and then debunk and solve whatever urban legend, whatever thing was going on in this community. Sometimes it'd be people pretending to be a thing. Sometimes it would be just them uncovering some scientific fact that led to something happening. And like they became famous for that because like they were doing it and they were in newspapers, they were posting it on social media, kind of like what Ray said, and they became famous for this thing. But then that ended and they came back to their normal lives. And like over the course of the film, Fred kind of when they did that, this was like the only thing in Fred's life that he felt really invigorated by. Like it made him feel really good when they were doing this. It was like something that was very spontaneous, not part of his usual routine. He really enjoyed it. So he desperately wants to go back to solving mysteries again. But like life gets in the way. The rest of them are trying to because basically they've come back. They're now looking to apply to colleges, right? And like each of them, their parents are weighing on them. Because Daphne wants to be like a journalist. That's her thing. She's trying very hard to go that route. And then Fred, his dad wants him to become like him. His dad wants him to go into uh, I think I want him to be like a sports guy. His dad wants him to play sports. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to solve mysteries for a living. He literally decided that's what he wanted to do, and he doesn't know how to tell his dad about this. It's like it's funny. What would be a funny theme to present as if it's like a coming out thing, but it's not. He can't tell his dad what he really wants to do, or whatever. And not Daphne, Velma is the smart girl, which also puts a lot of weight on her. Everyone expects her to be so intelligent. She's expected to like go to MIT, but her, very much like Fred, she actually would rather just like do the mystery stuff and that kind of thing. She actually enjoyed that much more. Like she enjoyed using her scientific mind towards like uncovering these things about the world. Like she would make a point that it was like she felt most like a scientist when she was doing that. You know what I mean?
No, I
It
get
really
it.
gave this a lot of thought.
What'd you say, Ray?
That's how I agree.
Yeah. So like she wants to go back to doing that, but she can't tell her parents, similar to Fred, because they have her whole future charted out for her, and that kind of stuff. And now this is the funny part. I literally thought it would be hilarious if Shaggy's whole arc is he just wants to find the perfect sandwich. Like Shaggy does not none of that other deep stuff matters. But it would be presented as if it's this deep journey and thing. Like he really wants to find the perfect sandwich. Like this would be his whole arc in the whole movie. And by the end of the film, he would make the perfect sandwich, and it would be presented. You'd see him like get all happy as he's eating it, like, oh my god, oh I did it, and it would be like the culmination of his arc, right? I just thought that shit would be so funny.
That does sound hilarious. Everyone else is having these deep revelations, and Shaggy's just like, "Oh my god, bro!"
I did it. He should literally cry as he's eating the sandwich. Because like I was thinking he would have like similar to like Velma, a show where he reviews food and that kind of thing. And like the point of the show is he's trying to put together the perfect sandwich. And like for the last few episodes, he'd be in this funk because he every sandwich he's tried so far, all the combinations. And he'd be trying some goofy shit. Like he'd have like Cheetos and spinach and like all sort of weird stuff.
You always gotta add pumpernickel to something, bro. I don't know what pumpernickel is, but anytime anyone has anything that's kind of gross, it's pumpernickel.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like you said, Scooby would be animated. Like he would say things, well, not say things, but he'd be very like vocal and that kind of stuff. I'd want a real dog. I don't want it to be CGI. It would be kind of CGI, but like it would obviously be a real Great Dane. And he'd make the sounds like oh and all that shit. Like he'd make sounds and stuff, and he'd be very too intelligent to be a dog, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, the main plot of the movie is basically this creature because the whole theme of the film, it's almost like it's a slasher film, but like you guys said, without being too violent. So it's like people are obviously disappearing, and those people are fucking dead. They're probably dead. Like they don't disappear again, right? But like you don't see anyone getting like mutilated or murdered on screen or anything. And the villain is the Creeper. So even though they've had all these adventures, I'm still presenting this as if this is the first time they've met the Creeper. And in the movie, he'd be called the Night Creeper or whatever, because like he appears on camera where they see him because the beginning of the movie is like your typical slasher. It's this couple together, and the one of them is kind of trying to get frisky with the girl, but the girl is kind of weirded out by where they are, and she thinks it's kind of creepy
Same.
or whatever. And then he goes to go get something, like go get a beer, and then the Creeper appears, grabs her, and drags her away as she's screaming. And he's like looking for her, can't find her, and he starts yelling. And then as he yells, the camera goes like in his mouth, and then you see the Scooby-Doo logo, and then like a hard rock version of the Scooby theme starts playing. And I think it would be really cool, like you know in Spider-Man 2, how they have that whole animatic showing you what happened from Spider-Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when they did that? It'd be something kind of like that, showing the characters of the movie, introducing you to the characters without like just like pictures of them, but over the Scooby-Doo theme. Like no, it would be no singing. It would just be like a hard rock rendition, instrumental of the Scooby-Doo theme. And then basically, as they're trying to uncover this mystery, it turns into a real monsters kind of situation. But the way it happens is basically they try. It's like this guy appears to be a fucking zombie, like a really strong zombie. They realize he's not wearing a mask or anything, and they're like, "Holy shit! I think we may have encountered our first actual fucking supernatural entity." But then, when you reach the end of the movie, you find out it isn't a supernatural entity. It was literally a fucking corpse. Like this guy put together a corpse, found a way to animate it, like a Frankenstein kind of situation.
Wouldn't
And
that
like
make it supernatural?
sort of, but it's more like a science fiction kind of route. Like they're kind of disappointed when they find out it wasn't an actual like zombie crawled out of the grave. Because like there would be a backstory of who he actually was, and it would seem like it was someone from the town's past, but then you'd learn no, it wasn't. It was just a guy put together this corpse, put some machinery in there, and brought it to life. He was trying to make life. And then you would learn the reason he did it, and then this is where the things setting up further movies and further things come. He was going for initiation in the secret order, like this group that exists. And that's why he did this. This was like his initiation tape, kind of. And like at the end of the
An
film,
audition tape.
yeah, it's like audition. This is like his audition to get in there, and he would be accepted into it based on his thing. But then you would see like there's someone watching them, like someone has now decided that Mystery Inc. is worth paying attention to, and like it'd be like enshadowed or whatever, and that'd be like a future villain for the series, right? And like a couple of other things I thought of is like these are just random like Easter eggs, right? You remember Red Herring from A Pup Named Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
So like Red would appear in this show. A guy named his name would be like I think I decided his name would be Ronald Harrington, right? But he's known as Red. And I flipped it where instead it's him who's like obsessed with fucking Fred and always try to get the one up on him. But like he's like a very corny guy. Like he's a very silly guy who's like all his insults sound like they came out of like an 80s movie. And people are always telling him like you need like something's wrong with you, like you need help. And like I wanted one of the characters to ask Fred, like, what did you ever do to that guy? He's like, I don't know. I think when we were kids, we were rivals, but it's like I figured we would have grown out of that by now. I was like, nope, Red just never grew out of it. He just couldn't. He's like, and I think I wanted Fred to say something like, I've heard about peaking in high school, but to peak in elementary school, I think that's a new one. Like, and another thing I wanted to do is there'd be references in the larger world to Johnny Quest. Like Johnny Quest would be presented as like this like media darling, this famous figure. His father founded like Quest Technologies, and it's known that they travel a lot and they do similar to Scooby-Doo. Like they will encounter situations because Benton Quest is like a consultant who helps the government with certain things. And like so Johnny, by extension of that, is famous as well. Like he's like a Justin Bieber kind of thing, right? And I did this because the idea is this would eventually set up a Johnny Quest movie in the future. And like one of the things that would be funny is all the technology that appears in the movie would be some kind of Quest technology thing. So you'd see their phone would have a Q on the back, their laptop would have a Q on the back, that kind of stuff. Like the Quest technology is very important in this universe. And then another funny thing I wanted to do is you'd see just like in Mask of the Blue Falcon, that Scooby-Doo movie, there would be a new Blue Falcon movie being like put out there, right? But it's like it's really called Blue Falcon v Birdman. I think what
V
I say,
Birdman.
yeah, v Birdman. What was it supposed to be? It was supposed to be Dawn of. It was something I forgot, but whatever. It's like presented. You see clips of it like during the movie, like if like Shaggy's watching something, and it would be like you'd see like if you get Mark Wahlberg to play this take on Blue Falcon in the fucking armor and stuff, standing there in the rain as like Birdman comes to meet him. And like Birdman, I wanted him to be played by Michael Keaton as like it's like I flipped the roles. Instead of Batman being the old one, it's Birdman. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because Michael Keaton was in a movie called uh, Birdman or the Unexpected, something like that. Basically, he was in a movie that was kind of about himself, or it's like an actor who formerly played a character called Birdman, now coming to terms with the fact that he's not as popular as he once was, and he desperately wants that big break again, but he can't find it. So as a reference, he's playing the Birdman of this universe. And yeah, that was my idea of what I would do with with Scooby Doo if I had the chance. Yeah.
Clearly thought about this for a while, huh?
Lucky you won't get the chance. Nah, he's just like this, bro.
I do this a lot. I do this with random stuff all the time. But yeah, I just figured it'd be really cool to give them like a very like sort of like one thing I thought about as I was thinking about this idea is like I want it to be dark and atmospheric without completely ruining. Like you can do that and still have it moments of levity. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Wes Craven is a great example of that. You look at Wes Craven's films; they're very dark, but like for his Scream franchise, very dark film, but it has plenty of moments of levity within. Um, I wanted like
Yeah, I remember
Scream.
laughing at certain things in Scream. I was like, why am I laughing at this horror movie, bro?
Yeah, yeah, that's how I wanted this movie to be. Like they're dark, there's moodiness to it. Not like Riverdale where they're trying way too fucking hard to make it dark and moody. Yeah. And I wouldn't change their looks that much. Their looks would be mostly the same. But like Fred, I would keep the ascot inside under the collar to fit with that kind of preppy look where he actually looks preppy now. And that's about it. Yeah. So yeah, Scooby Doo. Just as a bringing it way back, Scooby Doo, where are you? Would be the title. Scooby Doo, where are you? Yeah.
I don't know what I'd call mine. I'd probably go
Scooby
with the What's New. I like that title the most.
Scooby Doo. What's new, Scooby Doo?
Nah, I probably wouldn't call it that specifically. I would want the What's New in there. It'd probably be like Scooby Doo, What's New, something like that.
What's new, Scooby Doo? We're coming after you. We're gonna
Bro,
solve
like
it.
a lot of the people who were reviewing Velma, everyone would just chime in and be like, "By the way, we want to talk about a fire ass opening intro." It was the What's New Scooby Doo.
I mean, the new Scooby Doo movies has a very good one too. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun,
I don't know what
dun,
you're
dun, 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 dun. Scooby Dooby Doo, looking for you.
Oh, that
Scooby Doo,
one, yes,
where are you? That was a good one. That's a good
bro. I
one.
don't think have they had a bad one. I don't think they had a bad one.
Not really. I don't remember the 13 Ghosts theme.
I don't either. I don't think it was that long.
But yeah, but I mean, yeah, what I would do with my Scooby Doo is they would encounter the mysteries they keep encountering are like sci-fi things instead of like actual ghosts or monsters. But it seems, but like, cause I was like, sci-fi and magic is almost indistinguishable if you really if you really want. It's like you could do that. You could get away with having some supernatural stuff by just making it scientific instead. Like Velma would always uncover the scientific explanation as to why this thing is happening.
Yeah, you definitely can do that.
Yeah.
That was the consensus in Adventure Time, but PB refused to believe in magic because she said magic is just science you don't understand yet. That's just how she saw it.
Yeah.
So But then they actually just had mystic arts in that show, bro. Like they were like, no, this is just magic, bro. Fuck you. And she just
That's what they did
refused.
in Young Justice too. When Wally refused to believe in magic, and like Calderon was like, no, bro, I literally do magic. Like I literally, he's like, I know, I understand what science is. I literally do magic.
I don't tell you, bro. This is just magic.
Yeah, it's just magic. I mean,
Goofy.
what about that? Do you guys like well, I guess it's more of a Ray question because I know EJ doesn't really watch a lot of fantasy and that kind of stuff. Do you like that idea of like science and magic being the same thing, or do you rather when they're separate?
I don't mind. I just feel like whatever you are going to do, make it consistent. If you're
Yeah,
going with there is no magic, it's just shit you don't understand, then keep it that way, right? Like, make it so it's like, all right, this is the explanation, blah, blah, blah. But, like, don't ever cop out and at the end it's like, there was magic the whole time. It's just, no, because, like what MCU is doing, they're like, there is no such thing as magic. It's just, like, science. And they were, trying to keep things grounded. And then eventually there was like, nah, it's just magic. And I was like, yo, fuck you. Fuck you. Because we already knew it was magic. But you went out
yeah,
of your way to try to undermine my intelligence, right? And like try to explain things away and do all this. No, fuck you.
yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
fuck doing all that
They were
shit.
still trying even when after the first Doctor Strange movie came out. Because you remember in Doctor Strange how he would do the sigils in the air and all that shit to make his portals and that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, they oh yeah, when he first made his portal, he has a sling ring. In Agents of Shield, the robot was able to do that with the Darkhold. She did like some stuff with some energy and like did the weird sigil thing, and she was actually able to make a portal. So she did it too. They were still trying to go with that idea that it's just science, but then they gave that shit up. They're like, yeah,
So,
they're like, it's too difficult.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't care what route you go. Just be consistent in whatever the fuck's going on.
Yeah. I remember Mystery Incorporated. What they did was there was clearly a supernatural force at work,
Mm-hmm.
but it kept appearing in the background of things. So like they're like something's not right, but they kept finding like they would uncover the real reason as to whatever was happening. And then you get to the end and it was like, nope, this is just supernatural. They finally find the supernatural thing. And it's like, yep, it was a fucking monster. It was a literal fucking ancient monster that was motivating the events of the whole series. Because Mystery Inc. went a crazy route. Because you remember what they did, where it turns out that like across time, there was always pretty much a Mystery Inc. or a variation
Mm-hmm.
on the Mystery Inc. And you find out that the reason these groups are being formed was that monster. The monster forms these groups so that they can solve mysteries and then release him from his tomb. And I was like, God damn.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my God, that was a dark show. Yeah.
Which it's just one of the many reasons where I'm just like, yo, like cartoons don't have to be for children, right? Like you don't
Yeah.
gotta just put in random ass twerking and fart
Yeah.
jokes and this, that, and the
No.
third.
It can just have a dark atmosphere to it that's adult. Like even like Fred, when they have that whole thing with him where he meets his real parents and they turn out to be evil. Cause like what they did with Fred was insane. Cause Fred finds out who he thought was his real dad was not his dad. That story is crazy. EJ's gonna think this is nuts. I think Ray already remembers it. Basically, Fred's dad was one of the many people who was corrupted by this like weird artifact called the planispheric disk, and he wanted to find it, and he wanted to stop Mystery Inc. from finding it. He fucking stole their kid. He stole he stole Brad and Judy, Fred's original parents. He stole their child and held him hostage, and was like, "If you don't leave the town, like I'll hurt your kid." So they listened to him. They left, and so like, he raised Fred as his own son for a long time. Then Fred finds out this is not his dad. He meets his real parents. And at first he's happy, but then you've learned that his real parents are no better. They too were corrupted by the fucking planispheric disc, and they're fucking evil. Like they're evil motherfuckers. And he has no choice but to accept because his real dad turns out to have all that time, or like the guy who was pretending to be his dad, Mayor Dad, as he called him. He actually grew to love Fred. Like he grew to care about him. So like, this becomes his real dad, and eventually he has no choice but to accept the guy who he hated for a little bit as his real father. Because like Brad and Judy, You know what these motherfuckers did? They went and got surgery, fucking surgery, for a gag they were trying to play because they were trying to um trick Fred and Daphne into revealing the location of one of the pieces of the disc. So Fred's dad went and got surgery to look like Fred, and then Fred's mom went and got surgery to look like Daphne or like an older version of her. Literal cosmetic surgery. I was like, those niggas were evil. They were like beyond evil. Crazy, crazy shit they were doing on that show. Yeah.
That's
So
goofy as
like you
fuck.
said, yeah, it's goofy. It's crazy. Like you said, you don't have to because there was the theme in that show of how something can start out good and you can easily go down the path of evil or obsession. Because like you see, like basically the gang got to see what could happen if they didn't like value their friendship. Because the original Mystery Incorporated, when they meet them, like they're just a bunch of scheming psychopaths who are working together only so they can betray each other. Like none of them actually trust each other. They were former friends, but they all hate each other. Their version of Scooby, Professor Pericles, is a murderous, intelligent psychopath. It's like really, really adult themes in that show, even though it's supposed to be for children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean that's
And
all I
like,
got.
I don't know. I feel like Scooby Doo itself, just the idea, hey, these kids are solving mysteries. You just open the channel to have whatever themes you want. Like, it could be supernatural mysteries. It could be fake supernatural mysteries. It could just be murder mysteries. It could just be normal fucking crime. They don't even need to do any of that supernatural shit. It could be regular crime. Like, it could
That's the part
really, huh?
That's the part that interested me about your idea. When I said that would be an interesting route to go, where they're just eventually solving. Like I'm wondering how you can make that interesting for children to solve. They're just solving real crimes.
Well, well, I don't know. Like, it'd have to be something kind of goofy, like,
They
right?
could be dressing up in costumes, the bad guys.
Like, well,
That's the
that's what I wanted at first.
Yeah.
At first, they were doing these extravagant scams. Like, this is season one. Like, the monster of the day is just these people, like how it was in the original Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It's fucking Mr. Jenkins. It was the security guard. It was the janitor. But these were all elaborate plans given to them by the mafia. You know, because the mafia doesn't want to get caught. So the mafia is like, if you're doing this silly, goofy shit, one, it doesn't tie you to the mafia. Two, it's stupid enough to work type stuff, right? And like they'll get away with it. And then here comes these kids who are like vlogging about how they're like taking down all these people. So it's real easy for the mafia to find them. And because the mafia still doesn't want them to doesn't want to like be put into the open, they start doing that goofy, like make it look like an accident, and that could be season 2, where there's these things that just keep happening to the mystery gang, and they're like, wait, is it really supernatural? Like, are they cursed? And
Yeah,
then
you can literally do something where it's like the mafia now is setting up scenarios for fake mysteries for them to go solve, just so the mafia can try and kill them.
correct,
Yeah.
right?
So
Like that's season 2. Like, are these real monsters? Because like they did that whole stint with like the 2000 Scooby Doo's. Like, wait, the monsters they're facing are real.
yeah.
So
Yeah, what you could do in a show like that is in the first season, it could be like maybe what you could do why monsters were being used for the mafia doing all these schemes. It could turn out that maybe one of the leaders of the mafia is a big fan of like classic horror movies or something. Like when you meet him when he's finally introduced, you could see him like watching an old horror movie, like
yeah,
the
he
way they
could just
use.
be a fan.
Yeah, and that's why he was doing it. That's why he had them dressing up as monsters and that kind of stuff. Because it was literally just him playing into his own interest. And then
That
later,
makes a lot of sense too.
yeah, and it could become this really like big brain thing where now it's like mental chess. It could become like a Death Note thing where like it's like plans within plans within plans, that kind of stuff.
Ultimately,
That
for
could be
season 3, it was like they realize that they're not cursed, right? Like it's just a mob, and then the local police start like gets involved, right? And the reason they're solving these regular crimes, or like it's not that they're solving regular crimes, they're still only solving the crimes given to them or like perpetuated by the mob. It's just the cops are like now involved with these because they've gotten a little too big.
yeah.
And then, like, over the course of they could also just help with regular crimes, too, because they're there. Like, Velma could just be like, oh, by the way, here you go, and they're like, what the fuck? How'd she figure this out? Type
Well, you
shit.
make this would be animated.
It could be animated. Well, because like whenever I think Scooby Doo, I do think animated. So yeah, I'd probably do an animated. For live action, I probably wouldn't go the movie route. I'd probably go show, 40-minute show. Probably 10 episodes, season 1.
Yeah, I mean, my idea could work as a show too. Yeah, it could work. It could work as a show. Each episode a different monster. But like the explanation for the monsters in my thing was literally, it's literally like fucking a bunch of like, because like the idea I had, it's a dark magic kind of thing. But basically, what you would learn in the series is this order began to believe that science was the true magic, that it was like the evolution of alchemy and all that stuff. So it was through science they're trying to like bring about some like dark age using the science that's available to them, and then like that would be the big thing that they now have to stop when they find out about it. Yeah.
I'm thinking for the live action, I'd have to make a lot of changes. Like for Scooby in the live action, I wouldn't want. I probably would tone him down. He probably wouldn't be the focus. He'd still be important, but he wouldn't be the focus of the show.
Yeah.
For a live action, I'd probably focus. I'd probably pick Daphne. I feel like she don't get enough love. I'd probably pick Daphne as the focus.
Funny because in my thing, Fred was the focus. Fred is pretty much Fred. He's like the main character, sort of. Where like him trying so hard to be the leader is a main theme in the movie,
Yeah,
and like him realizing that he can rely on the others around him in the end. That he
I have
doesn't have to.
no reason to even pick Daphne besides the fact that it was just like, I've seen enough about everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I went with Fred is because, yeah, Fred and Daphne are the ones that no one really, because people think they're not that interesting. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, I feel like Fred could be an interesting character if you look into that aspect of how he is who he is, why he is who he is.
It's like, why are you such a goober, bro?
Yeah, I was like, maybe he's trying hard. Maybe it's a try hard kind of thing where he thinks he has to do this.
I do like when Daphne, for example, I like when she's just like the rich girl, but isn't a bitch about it.
Yeah, that's the theme I wanted to go for. She's like the affluent one and the popular one, but she isn't a bitch.
I was like, cause like you don't gotta be a bitch just cause you're rich, bro. Like,
I could envision her in while they're in the process of like solving the crime, and she's wearing like something extravagant. It's like, hey, Shaggy, can you go down there? I really don't want to mess up this dress I'm wearing.
that ass.
That
That is some shit. She was like, you want me to go in there with my red bottoms? You're crazy.
Yeah.
She's fucking like spider webs on her thing. She's like, this is cashmere. Like the fuck.
My God, my cat.
Yeah, like, I feel like that's the route I'd go with Daphne. Where like she's still like contributing or whatever, but she's the it girl. She is that bitch, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably have a little bit of a focus. Like my thing is Daphne, and my thing Daphne wants to be a journalist. So she cares a lot about trying to prove herself and trying to solve the mystery as well and that kind of thing. Like I think
She was a newscaster in that one movie, right?
Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to do that. I thought it could be cool if maybe you play around with that idea they kind of tried to do in the first movie where she feels like she doesn't contribute as much. So she's now trying harder.
Mm-hmm.
And like, maybe someone explains to her that she does enough.
Like, yo, bro, you're doing enough. Like that nigga's eating sandwiches all day. Like you're good. It's okay.
Yeah, like that's
Shaggy's in the background like, what the fuck, bro?
That's the idea I thought would be the most funny, man. The fact that Shaggy's whole arc is that he wants to find the perfect sandwich. I just thought that'd be so funny.
It is indeed goofy as fuck.
And I wanted to portray it as if it's just dramatic thing, like it matters so much, like
But it does. It matters to him.
Yeah, exactly. Like it really matters. He cares a lot about this. Oh man, like he does not care about college or anything. He just cares about finding the perfect sandwich.
Like and after he gets his sandwich, he's like, "All right, moving on to tacos."
Yeah,
something else. He's just moving on. He's like, "All right, next thing."
Yeah. He'd be a very simple guy. That's the theme I'd go for with Shaggy. Like, he's just a very simple guy. He's a very zen kind of dude. He doesn't really overthink things. He's very chill. Another thing I think would be cool to do with him is he would have very profound advice at random moments. Like imagine that one character like you'd see in those movies or that kind of thing. Like he'd give you very Zen, Buddha-like advice, and it would just come out of nowhere. Then
Bro, if my man's is obsessed over a sandwich, he clearly got the rest of life figured out.
but then the next word out of his mouth would be something stupid. Like he would move on. Like you turn to ask him to elaborate on what he just told you, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, or you start talking about food again, and like
or if he raised like these deep philosophical questions that
food.
that people just hit the blunt would do. Like, damn, what universe are we in right now?
It's like, what if I'm in the one universe where the sandwich just can't exist?
Yep, that's what that would be real funny. He has these deep philosophical things, and it's always about food. He always finds a way. You ask him some advice, he gives you some deep, meaningful advice, but it's a food analogy in some way, shape, or form. And just like you can even have him explain, like one day, he's like, one day I had a really good meal, and I realized that's really what life was all about, man. It's like it's not about trying to find the perfect job, trying to find the perfect stuff. It's trying to get all that stuff so that you could sit down and have the perfect meal at the end of the day. Like that could be what he says at the end of the movie. So like, other people are just like, he kind of has a point.
Like, he's not wrong.
Yeah, that's his secret origin as to why he became so obsessed with food. Oh man! And you should have another thing. I have him do mad nasty things. You'd see him You'd see him have Scooby bite something. He'd pick it up and bite it too. Like gross stuff like that.
Why wouldn't he just break it in half?
Right?
Yo, I would need someone in the show to be like, why didn't you just break it in half?
And he's like, "What are you talking?"
It's like, it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's like, this is my brother. Oh man, that'd be so funny. And what other funny things you could probably do with that?
If I had a cartoon, I definitely would have them dressed as Finn and Jake at least once.
Oh yeah.
Just for like, it's Halloween, they're just like dressed up.
Yeah, one funny thing I think would be cool. I really want to recreate this joke, but I don't know how to, because I want to do the thing where they pack up something against the wall and the monster's behind them. And like, but I really want to recreate the one where they throw the key out the thing.
They open the window.
But then I was like, how do I do this without making Shaggy seem like an idiot? So I was like, I should have Scoob do it.
How about this? I think usually it is Scooby who goes out and gets the key anyway. But I was thinking it's like they could open the window and like it's just to another roof. So like they go outside and have to come back inside. But like it could be like you could show the camera like they walk outside, but we don't know it's a roof yet until after all that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that works. That works. So it just looks like they're idiots, and then you see them running away. Or it can literally just be that Shaggy is terrified. Scooby jumps out, gets the key, jumps back into the window. He takes the key from him, opens. Then when he steps out, he's like, "Wait a minute, why didn't we just go out the window?" Like
that also works.
Yeah, well, like he wasn't thinking. He
was scared as fuck. And it could have been like he's like running around the room, dodging the monster until Scooby comes back in with the key, and he's like, and then he hits it. He gets hit with the thought. It's like, I could have also just left through the window, huh?
Yeah, and then we gotta have give Shaggy some feats of strength for no reason. like you just see him just like it should be like the adrenaline fear allows him to do crazy things. It's like they stack up the door, and I don't give a fuck. Everything else in the movie would be like sort of realistic, right? But in that one moment, he would turn, see the monster, start lifting things immediately, and like I like some fucking fast forward kind of shit. Just like, nope. He should literally say nope before he did it. Nope. Start throwing shit at the monster. The part where
that explains why Shaggy's black, because he sees supernatural shit. He's like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Like, nope.
No, I think the true funniest feat of strength when he just opens the door, all of the stuff in front of him moves, he just closes it, just moves backward.
That'd be funny.
That'd be so fucking stupid.
What would you do with the mystery machine in your thing? Would you redesign it? Would you?
Well, since in the cartoon it's still a mystery machine, it probably wouldn't be like the traditional van. It'd probably be more like, you remember the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. van with like computers and stuff in it? Probably like that.
Oh, that's kind of what they did in Scoob too. Where they had the stuff on top of it.
Yeah, probably
Like,
wouldn't be the traditional like this is just a van. Probably be like, yo, we work out of here. Especially like if Daphne truly is like that TikTok blogger, she'd definitely be able to shoot TikToks on the go.
yeah, yeah. I mean, what I would do with the van is I was thinking I'd give it more of like a little bit of a gritty look, but like as in they painted the thing themselves with like fucking spray paint and that kind of shit.
That shit would not last.
Yeah, yeah. So you would see like it's clearly kind of fading and stuff like that. But I was thinking in my head, I was wondering who should own the van. Should it be Shaggy's van? Should it be Fred's van? Because I was like, I can't see Fred. The version of Fred I envisioned would not own something like that. His dad wouldn't even let him have that on their lot. I was like, I guess it could be Shaggy's van, and
It could have
Shaggy's
been
the one.
Fred's. It could be Fred's secret van. He's like, just don't tell my dad.
Oh yeah, because the one thing I was thinking, an alternative could be Fred and Shaggy bought it together. Because like
It
I was
could be
thinking
a
in their
a group thing. That's
yeah.
like, damn, we need something. Everyone just piles their money together.
Yeah, because I was thinking in my thing that Fred and Shaggy were friends, like they were close friends, and it's kind of through them that the group united. Like Shaggy and Fred knew each other and were very close when they were young, and they're
That'd be
still
cool.
now.
The only
Yeah,
person who I can't see contributing to the van would be Daphne. Because if she was contributing, she'd have a really nice.
exactly. So that's why I was like, maybe it'd just be a good idea if it was just Fred and Shaggy got this van together a while ago, and then it was like you said, their secret van where they would chill and hang out in there, and they spray painted it
How
and
old are
stuff.
they in yours?
In my thing, they're like maybe like 17, like they're about to start
What?
going to college soon. But they've been together solving mysteries since they were teenagers.
What the fuck?
When someone joined,
No.
because I heard the sound for a
Yeah, I
second.
just got a Discord message.
Mm. But I mean, hey, we should probably get the hell out of here now.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to you. Yo, you got a hypothetical for us, EJ?
All out of them. All out of them.
All out. Well, here's something to think about. I want everyone who's watching this to write to your local director and tell them to stop remaking IPs. Just come up with some new ideas, bro. Come on, just that's the
Or
takeaway for today's episode. Make your own shit.
make your own shit. Or if you are gonna make something new, at least try to find or make something a new interpretation of something old. At least find a way to pay tribute to what came before. At least find a way to stay true to the spirit of the thing you're adapting. Like Ray said, it does not have to be the one-to-one. It doesn't have to be a direct adaptation, but you can still stay true to the source material in other ways. You know? Yeah. Like there's no need to, and that's the other thing. Stop trying to make fun of the thing you're adapting. If people stop doing that,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
it's
think
just
they're
like
moving.
not cute because it's like
Yeah.
who is even gonna watch this now? Like
Yeah.
only the fans were gonna watch it because they were fans.
Yeah.
And now you're making fun of the fans. All right, now I don't want to watch your jank ass show. Fuck you.
Exactly. It's one thing to make a self-referential kind of joke or that kind of thing. Like when they when they'll reference typical Scooby-Doo tropes in some of these Scooby-Doo shows. Like for example, in my like thing, there could be a scene where Fred is like, "Let's split up," and Shaggy's like, "Why do we do this? Like, why are we always doing this?" He's like, "Look, we've seen how many horror films. Every time we split up, something bad happens. Why do we keep doing this?" Like something like that could work, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
like
that's
I
all
don't
I
know.
got.
That's all I got. Do the thing.
Yeah, same bad place, same bad time. Vanguard out.